Christina again, back with another video. Today's video is going to be me doing these acrylic toes. Y'all, these acrylic toes have been on for like 2 months, so I wanted to kind of do like a tutorial, I guess you would say, on how I do my acrylic toes. So right now I am just going to be getting everything situated. I already clipped my pinky toe because it was super duper long, y'all. So I will just be getting all this off. I am going to be taking my flower off of my big toe. For some reason I couldn't find my cuticle nippers anywhere, so I had to use these daggone toenail clippers. So you guys just bear with me trying to take this flower off, but I am getting this flower off. So I hope you guys are doing amazing. Today has been a really great day for me, just trying to get this everything going on and everything situated. But yeah, let's get this flower off. This was my first time actually using the 3D gel to do the flower. I typically do acrylic flowers, but I had been wanting to try doing the 3D flowers, so that's what this is. And you guys, this thing was not going anywhere at all. I was struggling so hard, so y'all just bear with me. I'm about to get it off. So what I typically do is, when I do have acrylic toes on, I normally do about 2 fill-ins, give or take the health of my toenails, depending on what I decide to do. But typically I don't do more than 2 fill-ins, and then I completely soak them off and start all over, just because of safety reasons. So you don't get like nail fungus or any bacteria, because your toenails don't grow as quickly as your nails do, so you can go a longer time as long as you maintain them. And as you guys see, they have grown out quite a little bit, but not nothing ridiculously tremendous where they're like dangling off or anything. So I decided to just go ahead and do a fill-in as I'm assessing the health of my toenails. And there is no greenies. No, the only lifting I had was on my pinky toe, just a little bit, and you'll see that I actually end up removing that off of there, because the biggest thing is when you are doing fill-ins to ensure you are getting all that lift off, so there is no further potential of fungus or greenies or anything like that when it comes to your feet, because your feet are very important and you want to take care of those. So we are just going to be removing some of this lift. That was the only one I had lifting, because the way how my feet are, my pinky toe actually ends up turning in over time, especially with me walking and stuff. It's always done that. So that one is always the one I always have lifting on. The rest of my toes, unless I like kick something really hard or stub my toe, I have never had any lifting. But I am just going to take this 5-in-1/5 bit. It is a fine grit, and that's what I'm using to just remove my design, and then, remove my the little bit of lift that I have. So that's what I am going to be doing. I know a lot of people do struggle with doing acrylic toes, so I figured this might be a pretty decent tutorial to show you guys how to actually do them if you have never done them before and you're wanting to try to do them on yourself. I will say this was not the best position ever. It was very uncomfortable trying to film this for you guys, so I hope you guys enjoy it. But I did make it work because I wanted to, I know previously I told you guys that I wanted to do a tutorial on how I do my acrylic toes, just for those who are wanting to get them and just have never tried them. So this is just an easy, I guess you would say, tutorial. But yeah, I am just removing all of this. I hope you guys are doing great. It's been a lot of stuff going on. Still trying to get my stuff situated so I can get clients and all that stuff. It's just going to be a little bit of a struggle to begin with, trying to start my own business and being on my own. So eventually one day I can get away from the retail company that I work for right now. It's just going to take time, but I do have lots of clients lined up that I will be having some videos for you guys on those clients. So definitely stay tuned for all that. There's definitely more to come. I am so sorry that it took me so long to get back to you guys. Going to school was really hectic, and then working, so I didn't really have time to really do anything. But I was trying to do what I had to do. So again, we are just sealing the cuticles and removing any of that lift or anything that's left. I call it sealing the cuticles because you're technically sealing the nail for your fill-in to remove all the lifting and seal it back like if it was a brand new nail. So it's just as flush as possible to your actual nail, so when you go to lay the acrylic, it will lay smoothly and not have like no bump or divot, just like if you were to be applying a nail tip and then you want to blend that nail tip out to be able to lay your acrylic so it's nice and smooth. Just like we're doing a fill-in on nails, you also want to do the same thing, remove any possible lift along with getting that nail as flush to the natural nail as possible so it gives a smooth transition from your natural nail to the artificial nail. So that's what we're just doing, trying to get it as smooth as possible. Like I said, I always start, even when doing nails, I start with this fine 5-in-1 bit. It just, in my opinion, to me, using this particular bit, it prevents any denting, or if you are a little heavy-handed with the drill, say for instance, if you hit a spot, it's still going to be fairly smooth, easier to use. That just is what works for me. I have tried other bits in the past and it ended up leaving grooves in my nails, and I did not like that. So this right here has worked perfect, as you guys can see from where I just cleaned it and everything. It's pretty much smooth. There is still a little bit of prep work that needs to be done. That is why I'm pushing the cuticles back right now, trying to get them all pushed back, all the dead skin, and so we can remove what's left of that. I personally do not cut cuticles, whether or not it's on hands or feet. I do not do that. I use my drill bit to remove any dead skin and anything that is left over on the actual nail plate. I just don't feel comfortable cutting the cuticle. That's just me personally, to each his own. If you want to cut cuticles, you sure can. But please make sure you do know what you're doing. You don't cut no live skin, because that will introduce infections, and we do not want infections, especially on our feet. We want our toes to look adorable and cute and sexy, whatever you want to call it. We want them to look amazing. We don't want any infections. Definitely not. Yeah, we're doing acrylic toes obviously for a reason. We want our feet to look great, so no infections. So now I am just going to be taking my cuticle bit to remove any of the dead skin from the cuticles. As you see, it's very obvious what I'm doing, but if you are somebody who doesn't know what you're doing, you want to remove all of that before you lay your acrylic. Because if you don't, that will cause lifting. You have to remove all of it. Prep is the most important thing when it comes to any type of artificial enhancement, whether or not it's acrylic, polygel, Gel-X, it doesn't matter. Prep is most important. If your prep is no good, then it doesn't matter how amazing your acrylic application and everything else is, because the nails are just going to lift. Prep is so important. I think prep is probably 80% of it. So now, as you see, I was just seasoning my sanding band before I go to my toes, because again, we don't want to cut up no toes. No cutting toes. So we are going to just also continue to remove whatever is left of the cuticle, along with we want to remove the shine off of the natural nail. And I also take this bit to continue to remove any additional acrylic that needs to be removed. So that's what we are doing, just continuing to remove whatever little bit is left. As far as the little bit of lift on my pinky toe was, just ensuring again that it is flush to the natural nail, so it is that smooth transition. And we're just doing that on all the toes, getting them all situated. And I am going to file these toes down, because again, I have had these toes on for like 2 months, so my toenails have grown tremendously. These are my toes. If I soak off this acrylic right now, this is the length of my natural toenails. So these are my toes, just with an acrylic overlay, I guess you would say. So I gotta file these bad boys down, because once they start to get so long, they do start to hurt your feet. Well, I don't know about anybody else, but they end up hurting my feet wearing shoes all day. So yeah, we gotta file these bad boys down. So that's what we are going to do. So I'm just gonna let you guys watch me file these toes, and I will be back when we start the application. Alright, you guys, we are back. We got these bad boys ready to go. We are going to clean up all the dust off. And as you see on every single toe now, you cannot tell where the acrylic starts or ends. That's how you want your prep to be, especially when it comes to doing a fill-in on toes or fingers. You want to make sure that there's absolutely, you can't see where the toe enhancement stopped. That's what you want. That's going to give you the perfect application, and it also is going to give you like almost zero chance of lifting as long as you completely prep correctly. Along with, we are going to dehydrate and we are going to prime. We are using the dehydrator and the primer from V Beauty Pure, and we are also using the acrylic from V Beauty Pure as well in the color Blossom. I have noticed from going to nail school that their products are really great. They are a little pricey, but at the end of the day, quality products is what is going to give you the best everything. If you have good quality products, that's going to be another thing that prevents lifting. Good quality products means everything. You can't just use any acrylic and think that it's going to last forever. Good quality products means everything. So that's what we are using. That's what I have been using, and I have had the most success with it. Like I said before, very little lifting, no issues. And the acrylic is amazing. It's smooth like butter, goes on perfect. It's great. Okay, so for acrylic toes, I always want to pick up a small bead, as you saw, and we are going to drain almost all the liquid out. almost all of it. And then we are going to dip our brush back in there because you want to kind of rehydrate your brush a little bit after applying the acrylic. So we are just going to maneuver that bead, make sure we are getting that cuticle looking flawless. We don't want to flood the cuticle, even not even the slightest. So we are going to shape that up, get that all situated, clean up the side walls. We're also going to flatten the end to give it that perfect square shape, and we're just going to continue to do that. We are going to go on to the next one. Same thing. You want to get a relatively small bead, and we are going to drain out almost all of the liquid. You want this bead to be as dry as possible because you are working with toes, which is a very small space. So we don't have time for this acrylic to be running everywhere or trying to chase the acrylic. We want to work with the acrylic. We don't want to chase it. So that's what we're going to be doing. We are working with it, not chasing it. So cleaning up the sidewalls. Even with me draining out a good portion of the monomer, it still is running a little bit, but not tremendously. But again, we are still just cleaning up the sidewalls, spreading it out. We're going to fix the top, getting that nice and square. That's what we're looking for, making sure the cuticle is perfect. Same thing again. Small bead, going to drain out a good portion of the liquid. That was not a good bead. We're just going to continue that process for each toe. And also, depending on the length of your toes is going to depend the size of your acrylic bead. As you see, my toenails are, they're not short, but they're not like ridiculously long like some people I've seen that have these crazy long toenails. I don't know how they put their shoes on, but to each his own, do you. So this is the size that I normally go for. I try not to have it any longer than this, and I am going to shorten them. Because again, like I said, it was starting to hurt my feet from them being long from my shoes. So we are going to go shorter, but I would not go past this length. So if you do have shorter toenails, you will not need as much acrylic. Also, if you are trying to build a toenail that you don't have, it is possible. Again, same concept. You want the bead to be as dry as possible. It's just easier to maneuver with such a small space. Again, same idea. We're doing the same thing over again. Small bead, draining out a good portion of the liquid, placing it. And the first thing I always do, as you see, is even though I drain out majority of the liquid, I do dip my brush back into the monomer to rehydrate my brush, because I've noticed personally, once you drain out so much of the liquid and you place that bead and then you go to try to maneuver the acrylic, it ends up sticking to your brush. Why? Because your brush is not hydrated anymore. We just dip our brush in the monomer. Again, we're getting majority of it off. We're just, as you see, barely dipping it. You see me, I'm just dipping it just to give it a little hydration. So that way the acrylic doesn't stick to my brush. Even though, as you guys will see, there was acrylic stuck in my brush after all this was said and done. I have had this brush for a while, and I had some acrylic stuck in it at one point, and I tried so hard to clean it, and I ended up fraying the bristles. So that is the reason why that is happening. I need to get a new brush. I'm in the process of doing that right now. Just y'all already know, a good quality acrylic brush is not cheap. So your girl's trying to get some money situated. I'm trying to get these clients so I can get some money so I can get a new acrylic brush. So, but that's just the whole overall concept. Now, I know they look a little thick. Again, we are going to smooth them down. I'd rather them be a little thicker and I can file them down than to have them so thin when I go to file them, they just crack. Because you do want that strength. So with the toe, I do the same concept. I want to get that cuticle as flush as possible and smooth it down. The cuticle work, I don't know, me personally, when I am doing nails, I start at the free edge and work my way up on the nail plate. But when I'm doing toes, I like to start at my cuticle area and work my way down. Only because me personally, when I am doing my own toes, at the angle that I am, it's very easy to flood my cuticle because of my angle. So I like to start with my cuticle bead, so I know that that is A1, good to go, done. And then I work my way down. Now, when I do acrylic toes on clients or anything like that, I do start at the free edge with the big toe and the rest of the toes. Normally, the rest of the toes is like a one bead method, so you only need one bead. Now, with the toes, I always do two, and with clients, I do start from the free edge and then work my way up, because the foot is facing downward. It's not, as you see, I have my foot leaning towards me, which makes it more prone to flooding the cuticle. So again, I am just going to let you guys watch me file these toes. It's pretty self-explanatory. There's really not a whole lot more for me to really explain to you guys, other than you see I am going to shape them, get that perfect square, shape them down, and then when we get to the drilling, it's basically the same concept of nails, but when we get there, I will explain what I am doing. But for right now, I am just going to let you guys continue to watch me shape these toes, and I will be back when we get to more in depth where I can explain. Okay, so now we are getting ready to drill these toes down. I do use my sanding band first to basically debulk the nails and smooth them down, get them smooth as possible, and get them nice and flush. And I am kind of sealing the cuticle a little bit with the sanding band, but it isn't finished. I'm just trying to overall make sure it's nice and smooth. The good thing about toes is you don't need a tremendous amount of structure like an apex or anything, but you do want a decent amount of structure on it because you do want them to last. So we are just going to be filing them down, and also I'm checking underneath it to make sure that there is no acrylic underneath my toenail, because sometimes that does happen. There will get a little bit of acrylic stuck underneath the toe. We don't want that. So we are just going to smooth it out. That's what we're doing, getting them nice and smooth, getting them ready for this paint. And the good thing I do like about my acrylic toes, I don't know about anybody else, I do not buff them. I have never had an issue buffing. Once I use my sanding band, it gives it a perfect finish. I don't know if it's just me or anybody else, but I never use buffers on my toes. I don't do anything. I literally do exactly what you guys see me doing, which is using my sanding band, which I want to say this is a 180 grit sanding band. And again, we are just removing the bulk, getting them nice and smooth, ready for sealing the cuticle, because that is the next thing we are going to be doing. But just trying to get them situated. And again, I am checking underneath it to ensure that there is no acrylic underneath or anything like that. Excuse me, you guys. So we are just doing that. And I am switching back over to the same bit that I used in the very beginning to remove my design and remove the lift. We are just going to be sealing this cuticle to ensure, again, so there is no acrylic left on the skin or anything that will potentially cause lifting, which is sealing the cuticle to ensure that it is nice and sealed and flush. That's what we're doing. And we're just going to do that on every single nail to ensure that everything is good to go. And if we did happen to miss something, that's why I always come in with the sanding band too. So if there is a little extra acrylic that needs to be filed down before I seal the cuticle so it's nice and flush, that's what we're doing, trying to get them good to go. And it looks like we're ready to go, you guys. We just got to clean these bad boys off, get all the dust and debris off of them so we can get ready to do some painting. Again, I don't use a buff or anything, so we're ready to go. Just a FYI, this is what they look like once they are filed and ready to go. Yeah, I am going to let you guys know that I was very disappointed. My camera ends up dying, so I didn't get to record the whole entire process of me doing these Frenchies. As you guys will see, I did kind of mess up a little bit, so I kept redoing it. But they did end up turning out cute. You guys will see at the end of the video the final product, how they turned out. I hope you guys did enjoy this tutorial. If you guys would like to see more in-depth toe tutorials, like, or more toe content, whatever you want to call it, I will definitely post more. This was just a simple Frenchie set, nothing extravagant. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I hope I did explain everything as well as I could. If you do have any questions, just feel free to comment down below, and I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, you guys.